just setting aside the fact that Republicans in the House of Representatives are unable to pass a budget, and for years they have not been able to pass a functioning budget, they can't even count, nor can Donald Trump. They can't even count their own numbers. You see, Donald Trump has continued to appoint Republican Congress members to cabinet positions and other senior administration positions. And now the majority in the House of Representatives by Republicans is the smallest it's ever been. You can take a look at a sample of headlines. House Republicans set for the tiniest House majority since the 1930s. Mike Johnson's new headache, the smallest House majority in history. Mike Johnson's newest headache, the smallest House majority in history. Analysis: Trump and the GOP will have a historically tiny House majority. What that means, and one of the things that they didn't count or didn't factor in, is that Democrats in California were going to flip 3 additional seats. 3 seats that were very close races in California flipped from red to blue in key areas, in the Inland Empire, in Orange County, and in Los Angeles. Some big flips there. We've covered that here on the MeidasTouch Network. So what does that mean for MAGA Mike Johnson, who has been unable to even pass a budget? The Republicans under Kevin McCarthy, unable to pass a budget. Well, now we get headlines like this that talk about how, are we headed for another government shutdown? This is from The Hill. Congress races towards fast approaching government shutdown deadline. And this is with the current House of Representatives. So what they're talking about now on the House is, can they pass another continuing resolution to try to buy time until, say, February or March in order to keep the government open because they have been unable to pass an actual budget? That's kind of the most basic constitutional function in Congress. Pass a budget. This Congress hasn't done it. So they pass these continuing resolutions. And then MAGA Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, has split up the continuing resolutions into tiered continuing resolutions. And then before that, remember when it came to the debt ceiling, the MAGA Republicans were saying, we're not going to raise the debt ceiling. We're going to try to torpedo the United States of American economy into the abyss, into a Great Depression in order to help Donald Trump. And then remember, they would say, we're not going to pass the next continuing resolution because we're going to shut down the government. And here's the thing, with all of these efforts by the MAGA Republicans, it has always been the Democrats who have voted to bail the MAGA Republicans out and keep the government alive. Had it not been for the Democratic votes, the MAGA Republicans would have imploded. And look, I understand it's kind of like the F around and find out videos we talk about. On the one hand, the find out stage means we're all going to be experiencing pain and other Americans will feel pain. So I don't really like the find out stage. When it comes to this continuing resolution crap that MAGA Republicans are doing, part of me is, and perhaps maybe the irresponsible part of me, I don't know, it's like, Democrats, just let them shut it down. And what would they do in this situation? Just let them shut it down, blame them for it, and show how deeply irresponsible. They're the majority. Pass a budget. I understand, though, the instinct for Democrats to want to reach a bipartisan solution and try to figure out how to keep government open, because if it's shut, that means people are suffering. But the Republicans have the majority, and they can't govern with their own majority. Now that they have the slimmest majority going forward in the next congressional session, imagine what's going to happen. So they're all trying to get their act together. So where are the MAGA Republicans going? Well, they're now holding a retreat. It's got to be at a Donald Trump hotel property, right? Where else would it be? They're going to Doral in Miami, where they're going to be paying, millions of dollars, I'm sure, or hundreds of thousands, probably millions of dollars to rent out the ballroom and to rent out all the hotel rooms. That's where they're putting their money towards. Huge amount of money, whatever the number is. As Aaron Rupar says, House Republicans are also Trump's paying customers. Good grift if you can get it. So MAGA Mike Johnson was on Fox and he was asked by Brett Baer, so are you worried about the government shutting down? This is what MAGA Mike Johnson said.
Point, before you even get to the new Congress, you have a lot to do, including 10 days to fund the government. Are you worried about the possibility of a government shutdown?
I don't worry in this job, Brett. I can't. I don't have the luxury of it.
Worries, Mr. Speaker?
No, I don't. No. I'm convinced we'll get this done. It will largely be bipartisan, I think, in the end. No one thinks it's fruitful or productive to shut the government down at the end of the year. I think there's consensus that we can do a CR to March. I think it'll be a 3-month CR.
Continuing resolution.
Right. And that will...
Which is not your favorite thing. I mean,
no,
you campaigned on not doing it.
Yeah, well, in principle, we don't like continuing resolutions. But in this case, as a Republican, as a conservative, it does make the most sense. And that's why all the conservative groups are in favor of that idea, because it allows us to make more of these key decisions in the new year when we have the new Congress, new president, new Senate and House.
NDAA.
And then MAGA Mike Johnson, more gaslighting, more lies. MAGA Mike Johnson claims that we've shown that we're able to govern with a small majority. Here, play this clip.
Republicans in control of Congress and the White House, you'll be managing high expectations with thinner margins and crucial deadlines. Is that fair?
Well, I mean, that's a fair assessment of the challenge, but look, we're excited by this. We've demonstrated already that we can govern with a small majority, and I'm very confident that we can check the boxes and get this agenda done, and it'll be very aggressive beginning right out of the gate.
Think you've been able to govern? What have you done? Other than your oversight committee hearings into Hunter Biden or into fake whistleblowers that don't exist, what is it that you've actually done? And when we see the MAGA Republicans laying out their priorities now, here's MAGA Republican Representative Mark Alford. He's saying, look, number one thing, got to cut your Social Security and Medicare. Listen to what the MAGA Republicans are saying. Play the clip.
And so we've got to right the ship, and it's going to mean cuts. It's going to mean cuts to the 24% of the discretionary spending that we have. And it's also going to mean looking long-term at the front end of some programs like Social Security and Medicare, not taking anyone off of what they paid into so far. But there is some waste, abuse, and fraud in Medicare that we can take those numbers back and add to our general coffers and our Treasury. And on the front end of Social Security, I think there's a way when people are living longer, they're retiring later, that on the front end, we can move that retirement age back a little bit.
I'm always on the lookout for immune strength during cold and flu season, so I just discovered an incredible product, Armra Colostrum. Now my immune health has never been stronger. I recently began using Armra Colostrum because I need something to help strengthen my gut barrier, protecting against toxins, chemicals, and pollutants that drive inflammation. Colostrum is the first nutrition we receive in life and is an exclusive source of all the essential nutrients we need in order to thrive. Armra Colostrum is sustainably sourced and is a proprietary concentrate of bovine colostrum that harnesses over 400 functional nutrients to strengthen your immune barriers, your body's inside suit of armor, and the first line of defense against harmful particles from the environment that can trigger inflammation and make you sick. Armra Colostrum strengthens immunity, ignites metabolism, fortifies gut health, promotes hair growth and skin radiance, and powers fitness performance and recovery. Armra Colostrum strengthens all 4 layers of your gut wall, where 80% of your immune cells are housed. When the immune barriers of your gut are compromised, you are left vulnerable. The body's gut wall system is your critical line of defense against particles from the environment that can make you sick. Armra Colostrum strengthens all 4 layers of gut wall system naturally, optimizing your microbiome, fortifying your gut wall architecture, and replenishing your army of immune cells, securing your highest integrity gut health and immune system. It's a rich, exclusive source of immunoglobulins, antibodies that optimize your immune defense during cold and flu season. So I take 3 to 4 scoops of Armra Colostrum a day and increase it as desired for amplified defense. As a whole food, there's no such thing as too much. We've worked out a special offer for our audience here for this Armra Colostrum. receive 15% off your first order. Go to tryarmra.com/Meidas or enter Meidas to get 15% off your first order. That's tryarmra.com. You spell it TRYARMRA.com/Meidas, MEIDAS. Go and check that out now. Tryarmra.com/Meidas. All right, other top priority by the MAGA Republicans with this slim majority going into the next congressional term. You've got James Comer over here, who's going to be the leader of the House Oversight Committee again. Here he is saying, look, our main focus, Hunter Biden. I'm going to still focus on Hunter. Here, play the clip.
Trump Justice Cabinet's court. You can go forward. There are still avenues to hold Hunter Biden accountable. But my ultimate objective is to hold the deep state actors in the government accountable for all the cover-ups. Hunter Biden should have been in prison long before Joe Biden was ever elected president. If his name hadn't been Biden, he would have been in prison for a multitude of financial crimes, not to mention his drug-related crimes, his gun-related crimes, and the sex trafficking and all the other crimes that were so apparent and obvious on the laptop. So I believe that the Kash Patel and Pam Bondi are serious about reforming what we all refer to as the deep state, these intelligence and justice cabinet federal bureaucrats that have a two-tier system of justice that have weaponized their agencies against conservatives. And I believe that we can use our investigation of Hunter Biden as the blueprint for how to hold these bureaucrats.
Or how about MAGA Republican Chip Roy, who refers to rape allegations against Peter Hegseth as just some indiscretions that we've all had in the past. This is MAGA Republican Pete Hegseth. Here, play this clip.
I think Pete Hegseth was an exceptional pick. I know he's under fire from the Senate, but he's under fire from squishy senators who have been against everything we want to do. And so I hope Pete holds the line all the way through. I'm defending him, and we should all defend him. Look, we've all had some indiscretions in our past and things like that. Every human has. But good grief, Pete Hegseth, he's got the support of so many people, and he represents somebody who would take on the defense establishment. And we need that, desperately need that. Bobby Kennedy, you and I disagree with Bobby Kennedy on a lot of things, Charlie, life in particular. But Bobby Kennedy represents somebody who would shake up the healthcare establishment.
Just some indiscretions is how they're describing it. So now, because the MAGA Republicans can't count at all, they don't know how to count their numbers. Now they're in this position where there could be more government shutdowns. And I don't know. I mean, look, I want to keep the government open. I don't want people to suffer. I don't want anyone to feel pain at all. But part of me is saying, hey, good luck, MAGA Republicans. Good luck. Maybe that's the petty side of me. I don't know. Good luck. Try to govern. Try to run this yourselves. Why should we bail you out, MAGA Mike Johnson? Why should we bail you out when you're talking about cutting Social Security? Let people see how bad you are. Let's play hardball. I don't know. Is that the petty side of me? Is that you tell me what you think? But after how they've done Biden, after what they did, why even help these people? I don't know. Maybe I'm nihilistic. Maybe I'm a realist. You tell me. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.